Hey guys, Cam for 15, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf, and we are back with another episode review of Eden Zero as we're continuing on with Season 1. I know it's been a while since we last did an Eden Zero video, but trust and believe, I watched the first 2 episodes of Season 2, and I'm going to stop going forward till we finally catch up to where I'm at in the anime of Eden Zero, because only 2 episodes in, and I'm hyped. A season 2, so we're gonna try our best. Now this video, we're recording this Monday night. This video is probably going up Tuesday night because it's so late. We're gonna try to freaking do these episode reviews daily. Like, I know I keep saying that shit, and it never happens, but
people I'm sure are tired of hearing that already.
Yes. Anyways, there's a lot of things I'm behind. I'm behind on One Piece, yada yada yada. Anyways, this week's episode, we now start, I guess, this little mini Hermit arc before we get into the back half of Season 1, which talks about Homer's storyline. But in this episode, obviously, we left off last week's episode with Hermit being found. This week's episode, we are introduced again to Xiao Mei. Xiao, I don't know how you pronounce her name. The narrator of the story, and coincidentally enough, she warns the audience saying, "Oh, this story is about to get quite mean."
Yeah, and she wasn't kidding, guys. She was not kidding.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they find Hermit, who pretty much is the Wendy clone, if you're comparing this to Fairy Tail. If you're comparing this, I know we just had a literal discussion in the last episode review about this.
Yeah.
Fairy Tail clone is obviously Wendy Marvel. Short, cute girl, pigtails, just lighter blue hair. You know, simple as that. Anyways, they bring her back on the ship, and what is wrong with her?
She looks dead inside, basically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what do they end up deducing?
There was something wrong with her heart.
Yes.
Like, she went through something big and heart-piercing, literally.
Yes.
Now, it's like this character, right? Oh, you can't see it through the screen. Never mind.
I can't see it. Your screen's too bright. Anyways, yeah, so Shiki, he starts end up crying. He's like, "Oh, we gotta save Hermit." You know, you have your little funny gag moment. Rebecca's calling Shiki cute. Weiss is making fun of Shiki for crying.
Is she flirting with him?
To be honest, I've seen more flirting moments between Shiki and Rebecca, more than I would see of Natsu and Lucy's relationship starting off their series.
I mean, yeah. Well, once like it gets to like the final chapters and stuff, they start to really grow deep.
Yes. But anyways, that Shiki's wondering like if they can like go inside Hermit's heart and fix it. And pretty much Witch is like, well, actually, you made a good point, Demon King. We actually can do this. And pretty much the thing is, they can go to this alternate reality called Digitalis, which pretty much is what Denzel likes to play.
A virtual reality world, basically.
Not that. It's more of an MMO RPG.
That's basically what it is, man.
You call it a VR game. Virtual reality.
Exactly what it is.
Yes, it's a virtual reality game, but I know your favorite type of games are RPGs.
I mean, yeah, and I also like games where you can actually create your own characters, which I like that they added here.
Yes, so pretty much Eden Zero gets their Sword Art Online moment here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, which pretty much explains, like, Digitalis was one of Hermit's favorite video games to play. But the thing is, it's actually changed a lot over the years. They make a mention, one, that the NPCs, they kind of think for themselves now. And then two, there was like something that I forgot what they specified in the episode, but something illegal, like I guess, happened, and pretty much the game isn't as popular as it once was, and there's a kind of a small player base, but pretty much they force Shiki and the others to go into I guess you can say Hermit's mind to get to Digitalis and find Hermit and then bring her back. Now, the one catch is just like any old sort of online virtual like game anime we've seen, the damage they take inside the world obviously reflects to the damage outside them. So if they die, well then their real body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yes. Now they enter Digitalis. They're wearing pretty much similar like skin tight suits like Hermit's wearing. We see. They go into the world. And they do their character customization. So, who do we then find out customizes the character into who?
Well, Rebecca. Well, first, Rebecca is still the same as usual, and so is Happy. And
Cat ears.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rebecca has a fetish for cats.
That's why she has a cat. Anyways, I just realized what you just said. Fetish for cats.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Moving on. Apparently, we see a man pop up, and it turns out it's Homura.
Yes. Calling herself a prince of a country.
Yeah. Rebecca's all like, why did you go and pick yourself a male avatar? And Homer's like, why not?
Homura, best girl. We already know this.
Mm-hmm.
Pino, what does her character look like?
No, before Pino, a woman comes up, and it turns out it was Weiss. When I first watched this, my feelings were conflicted. Because he chose a beautiful woman avatar with that masculine voice.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Comment section, please.
Yeah. I think also too Weiss's character design. It looks like that one chick from Fairy Tail. At the start of the final season, when Gray was in that evil guild for the short time.
Oh, her. Well, she was barely noticed, but she was barely.
Yeah,
around.
but I guess you could say the face and the lipstick kind of give it off in a way.
Yeah, well,
that's similar to that. But I'm just saying.
I'm surprised you remember that.
Well, duh. I think I remember. I've watched that series like almost 3 times. Front and back, so I think I would know the story at that point.
I don't know, man. You've been having some bad memories sometimes.
Anyways,
then we go to Pino.
Pino, what does her character look like?
She's a human.
Yes, and she's very happy about that.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Which, funny enough, I know I'm getting into season 2 territory. It was cool to see in season 2, episode 2. They brought Weiss's and Pino's designs back with that fake device face thing. I thought that was pretty funny. But again, we'll talk more in depth about it.
Don't say anything yet.
Bro, I think if you're an Eden Zero fan, you should have been watching season 2, episode 2 by now, unless you're behind.
I mean, yeah, but how about the ones who haven't? Yeah, okay, whatever, man. Whatever.
You've already watched ahead.
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about other people, man.
Again, I guarantee you, with like 6 or 7 episodes into season 2 of Eden Zero, people will more than likely watch that, and they're just getting our thoughts on season 1. That's just
man. Fair enough. I'm being cautious.
Shiki, what does he look like? Oh, speaking of Shiki, he does go through his from these different forms. And who is the fairy tale reference? I guess other than the one we just made reference to.
Ichiya.
Yes. Parfume. Sniff.
Man.
Yes, that episode where there was a bunch of Ichiyas transformed into each people transformed into Ichi because they just did the sniff sniff. That episode honestly traumatized me.
That makes two of us.
Anyways, yes, but what does Shiki look like?
First when he first appeared, he appears to be like a big buff man. Well, small head with a big buff body, and then all of a sudden he changed it up, and then he got his long hair back from when he was back in Granville.
Yeah, and he kind of looks like a caveman too with his clothes.
Yeah.
So, yes, pretty much they go through the city and they actually encounter an NPC who pretty much thinks for himself. And the NPC is like, "Oh yeah, see, back when the game first started, I had only set dialogue to speak. Like, if you play Pokemon and you keep talking to the same dumb NPC, they're gonna say the same exact stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, I would say that, but then all of a sudden, I grew out of it." And obviously he adapted. Now they ask him like, "Do you know a girl by the name of Hermit?" And he's like, "Oh no, I don't really know. You might want to ask around." So they ask around the town, but they really get no evidence, or they can't find any information about Hermit. So then they decide to sleep, which it led to a funny scene where Rebecca's like, "Wait, you're not gonna log out?" And then Hobby's like, "Well, I don't think it matters. We can just sleep in here one night." And then all of a sudden you have Wise be like, "Oh, Rebecca, remember when you wanted to take the bath together?" And then freaking Rebecca's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm really logging out right now."
Mm-hmm.
So Weiss is using his womanly charms, I guess, to be a woman character.
Not that it works.
Listen, if virtual reality becomes a thing, I would not be shocked if a lot of guys were to choose a female freaking body.
I know you would choose it.
Not for the wrong reasons, fool.
I know you. After all the games we play and you constantly choosing the girl avatar, I would not be surprised if you choose a girl avatar.
Now the thing is, if that ever happens, it better not be a situation like SAO. I don't need to play in a death game.
If not, I would be fighting to survive anyways.
See, and that's the thing. If there is virtual reality games that comes out, I'm not touching that thing until I find out it's safe proof.
Well, if it's anything like SAO, the game master would just make us switch back into our actual bodies in the real world and make us fight like that.
Well, regardless, I'm still not touching anything virtual reality game where you can literally impede your consciousness into a game and you can actually feel yourself in a game, because I'm sorry, SAO traumatized me. Virtual reality becomes a legit thing in this world. I am not, until it's safe proof and it say you cannot die from it in real life because you're playing a damn game, then I don't want anything to do with it. I don't care. It could be COD 2049. If that ends up becoming some sort of death game, you die in COD, you die in real life. Now talk about a hardcore game like that. The campers really would camp your ass. And I hate campers.
Moving on, where were we?
Yes, they end up going up the next day. They go walk on this one. Oh, we end up running into the bad guy of this little mini arc here. He kind of threatens this one NPC, but we'll talk about him later. Anyways, what is it? They're walking on the road. They run into like this goblin-like creature who he doesn't want anything to do, but they tell him like, "Hey, do you know Herbert?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that girl who looks kind of like dead inside. Yeah, I know her. You'll find her in this like city over, pretty much." So they go to this city at night, and that's when they end up running into the bad guy of the episode who kills these NPCs. Which, funny enough, the goblin guy did make a mention the fact like, yeah, you might want to watch out for this evil guy. He's like killing NPCs pretty much. So they run into this guy. What is this guy's name?
What? I forgot his name. I forgot his name actually.
Oh my god. Jabberjaw, I believe his name was.
Why are you so angry, man?
You gotta know these things.
Hey, you don't recognize name. You don't memorize names either. Sometimes
I probably should.
I had to remind you more than once what Weiss's name is, if I remember.
Yeah, I know. But you can't remember bad guy of the week's name.
It's not like he appears in every single episode like Weiss does.
I don't know this guy's voice actor, but he sounds a lot like Raditz. We're watching the dub, if you wanted to know. We're watching the dub. We also see how he brutally killed these two players. He literally
Yeah.
impaled them on a pole at the top of a building, and they actually die.
No, this isn't. Yeah, that's scary, man.
Now remember, Xiao Mei did say, "Oh, this story's gonna get quite mean," and this is only a cupcake to what we see in the back half of season 2. Just when I say cupcake, that's really soft and tame. And trust me, we've seen much of animes where we see a character get impaled like that brutally. But again,
I kid you not. In the future, they're gonna cross lines that Fairy Tail couldn't even bring this up to do.
which I respect Eden Zero doing. Fairy Tail, they did get dark to some extent, but let's be honest, the darkest I thought Fairy Tail went was probably Tartaros. Eden Zero within within one season, it got super dark.
Yep.
And I love Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's more of a lighthearted show, and it do have even outside of Tartaros, it does have its dark moments, but not as nearly dark what I saw here within one season of Eden Zero. And then what I'm only seeing in season 2, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm not ready for it. Anyways, this guy ends up saying, who is this guy aligned with? Shockingly enough,
He's aligned with the
main bad guy in season 2.
the Dark Alchemist.
Bracken Joe. You see, ladies and gentlemen? Anyways. Do you need to take notes?
No, man, no.
I'm sorry. But he's aligned with Draken Joe, which again is another foreshadowing to season 2. So it seems like, I guess this gives me another reason why Draken Joe's coming after Shiki's people. Literally, Shiki's people was taking out Draken Joe's people back in season 1. So, makes sense, I guess. But he pretty much says he's going to kill them because he likes killing players because he finds it funny and everything. And that's where the episode ends off. And Shiki looks like he wants to beat this guy to a pulp because he killed these innocent people. Solid episode all around. Oh, and then we're also left on a cliffhanger where we see Hermit, but she pretty much says, if you remember, do you want me to say it or do you want to say it?
You say it, man.
She pretty much says, like, hey, what is it? Demon King. Yeah, I thought you said that humans were different, but in reality, she pretty much saying, the Demon King, is wrong in terms of humans and what they feel, which obviously that has a tie to her backstory. So yes, that's where the episode ends off, and yeah. But anyways, solid episode all around. We can't wait to talk about the next part and things like that. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode or tonight's episode of Eden Zero. Again, we'll try to get these out as fast as we can so we can get to season 2 of Eden Zero, yada yada yada. I know this is stuff people have seen before, but we want to give you our thoughts on the first season of Eden Zero, and stuff like that. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here. See you guys in the next video. Anything left to say?
That's it. Just waiting for the next episode.
All right. Catch you guys in the next video. So then, guys, stay safe. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Camp for 15 content, whether it's Eden Zero, My Home Hero, Heavenly Delusions, Oshinoko, whatever else I talk about on the channel, as well as hit the subscribe button to my co-host channel, which I'll leave a link in the description below, and stuff like that. Until then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Peace.